We're ready. What up, reader fam? My reader besties, my reader brothers and sisters, my book babes, my book buddies, my book lovelies. It's time for a new book haul. I haven't done a book haul in a while, and boy do I have a haul for you. I've got way too many books that I've bought, and several boxes to unbox. It's gonna be a grand old bookish time. Today's video is being sponsored by Bloomsbury, and I am ready to get to the book gushing. So let's gush away. Have a book gusher moment. Let's open this box first. What could be inside? Hopefully nothing breakable. That would suck, because I probably just broke something. Whoop-a, whoop-a. It says on it, a spark of rebellion is all it takes. We've got the Kingdom of Candela. Maybe I should look at the book first before I look at all the items. It's Defy the Night by Bridget. This follows a kingdom that's on the brink of disaster. It's going down. I'm yelling disaster! A sickness has broken out throughout the land. That kind of hits a little too close to home right now, only causing more conflict between the sectors within the kingdom. These two brothers came into power within the kingdom after their parents were assassinated, which just kind of sucks. Honestly, they don't have any time to grieve their parents. They're just oh yes, it is time to step into power and take over. We also follow Tessa and her bestie Wes. Together they've been sneaking Moonflower, which is the only known cure for the sickness that's broken out. They've been dealing it throughout the neighborhood. Tessa has just had enough of seeing her neighbors suffer, and that's when she takes it upon herself to sneak into the castle in hopes of getting more Moonflower. But when she gets there, she realizes that things are much bigger of a mess than she had realized, and that the kingdom basically needs to be broken down and rebuilt again. It's been a minute since I've read a Bridget book, and it's time for it to be that minute again. Defy the night, more like defy my night, because that's what this book is gonna do tonight. It's gonna completely take over. Suck me in, hold my attention until the last page, and then I'll fall into the sad state of the book being over already. But the good thing is that I still have more Bridget books that I need to read, aka I need to finish the A Curse So Dark and Lonely trilogy. Shh, y'all know I have a series curse, and I'm waiting for one of y'all to come through and break it for me. I know one of y'all is the chosen one who is meant to come and defeat my series curse, where I start a series and take forever to finish it. I just want to be in the series binge club, where I plow through series like it's my job, but that is not the case. The box also has a lot of goodies in it, so let's go through them. Defy the Night is defying my shelves. Anyways, we've already seen the flippin' gorgeous map, but let's look at it again. Why can't our maps, the map of our world, be this beautiful? Typically they're just boring. Why can't they just make it look like this? Less drab, more fab. Can't they just make it look like we're living in a fantasy world? I know we're not. We're far from living in a fantasy world, but can't they just pretend? Then we've got a hat in here that says mind your metal. I've never not had a bad hair day, so this will come in handy. I wake up every day with a mess on my head, so this will come in handy to hide that mess. It came with the Defy the Night pin. I love a bookish pin. Can't wait to stab this into one of my shirts. Also, I'm guessing this is to represent the Moonflower potion that they must drink in order to be cured of the sickness. Ooh, it came with some fairy lights, probably hinting at the fact that this book is gonna light me up, baby. I have become lit. They should honestly put me in an art museum, just like this. I'll just stand here just like this all day. No, I will not. Ooh, and we've got some elixir. Oh man, this is Moonflower Elixir. It's not real, obviously. It's chamomile tea. If I could jump into the book and pass out this Moonflower Elixir, I totally would. But unfortunately, me jumping into a book currently just looks like me jumping on a book and hurting it, and I'm not gonna do that. Unfortunately, we still have yet to figure out how to make books into portals. They're just portals for our minds, not physical portals. Yes, I did have too much coffee before filming this video. We've got a little keychain, which if I put this on my key ring and this book ends up destroying me every time I pick up my keys, I will just remember that destroyed feeling. Can't wait for that. We've got some character cards. I love having visuals of the characters. We've got Coric, Harriston, Weston, and Tessa. I'm not gonna lie, I've always loved the idea of having bookish trading cards. Call me a loser, it won't faze me, baby. I've been called much worse. And then finally in here there's a signed book plate, which is always really nice. Can't wait to smack that into my book. That was a really fun Defy the Night promo box. Thank you to Bloomsbury for sending it my way. Next up, we've got one of the books that I picked up, and that is Super Fake Love Song by David Yoon. This story is all about this nerdy guy who ends up falling for this confident boss of a girl and ends up in this lie about the fact that he's in a band. The lie ends up spiraling into something that he does not mean for it to, but it's consuming his every move. The lie is now seeping out to everyone within his school, and people are starting to notice him as that one dude who's in a band. But as lies go, the truth is always bubbling underneath them, waiting to combust. Books like this can honestly sometimes drive me wild, push me into cringe category, and have me in just a constant state of anxiety. Because typically, I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for the truth to pop, pop, pop. And typically, when it pops, it's full-on chaos mode. There is absolutely no chill to be seen. I adored Frankly in Love by David Yoon, and I've been meaning to pick this one up for the longest time, but I'm just now getting to it. I'm so behind. I also need to pick up David Yoon's adult book. Can somebody come through and just give me a device that will stop time so I can read all the things? Thanks. That'd be great. Next up, we've got an Illumicrate box. I'm not sure which Illumicrate box this is. I'm a little bit behind. We're gonna get caught up today, though. Let's find out together. Chop, 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 chop. I'm dramatic. Ooh, the box is titled Out of the Woods. This is the June 2021 box. Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out out of the woods. Way to trigger a Swiftie. Ooh, the first thing I'm seeing looks to be like an art print. Whoa. Ooh, based on The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. I really enjoyed that book. This book right here. I love this. This is actually so nice. I love this. Obsessed. Next I'm seeing this, which is a puzzle. A magical puzzle. I am a puzzle master, and I love that Illumicrate has been doing these bookish puzzles lately, combining two of my favorite things, books and puzzles. Where could that go wrong? It couldn't, unless there's missing pieces. Then it could go wrong. This is a beautiful Lord of the Rings puzzle. We're not gonna talk about the fact that I've yet to read or watch The Lord of the Rings. In fact, that puzzle piece fell off the table and we're going to ignore it. It's now missing. We're gonna forget about it. Sound Gucci? The Gucciest. Even though I haven't read or watched The Lord of the Rings, I can still really appreciate the beautifulness of this. It is stunning. The artwork is amazing and I can't wait to put this puzzle together. Next up, I'm seeing this beautiful wood bookmark. She fragile, she delicate, she's beauty, she's grace, she's all about that face. It says on it, the wood makes monsters of us all. It's a quote from Ashley Poston, which I'm guessing is like a recent fairy tale-esque book. I have not picked it up yet and read it, but it's definitely on my radar. Inspired by Among the Beast and Briars. Yes, that's like her fairy tale-esque book that I've definitely been wanting to check out. I love the Geekerella series. Her writing is just so fun and good and delicious, and I just eat it right up, and I love this bookmark and I can't wait to use it, even though it's like very fragile and I'm like afraid to use it. Like, I just feel like I could break this so easily. Must protect bookmark at all costs. It's my duty to protect you. I feel like I'm on a whole other level of dramatic today, so I'm gonna apologize in advance. Next up, we've got this little doodad. Let's open it up. Ooh, we got ourselves a fancy schmancy water bottle. Oh my, I am too peasant for this, but I'll take it. It's basically this like foresty cottagecore vibe, and I'm all about it. It says on it, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Robert Frost. Wow, I just felt like a broken record because it repeated itself for a second. Oh, apparently Robert Frost is a poet, so it's just featuring one of his poems. That's really cool. But I love this. I can't wait to drink water out of it. I feel like it's just gonna make water taste even better. Looking forward to that. Next up in here, we've got my favorite part, and that is the book. Ooh, we've got The Wolf and the Woodsman. I've not heard of this book. I feel like I've seen it around, but I've not like looked into it, so I'm gonna have to look into it before I talk about it. Holy guacamole. I know I do this every time. I know I feel like I have the same reaction every time I see the edges, these stenciled edges, but can you blame me? They knock it out the park every time. Okay, let's go over the aesthetic before we go over anything else. We've got the beautiful cover. We've got the sprayed edges with the stenciled edges, which I'm really a big fan of. Oh my gosh, it just keeps getting better and better. Here's the actual hardback of the book. It says, "Will you tell me a story, Wolf Girl?" And it's just got all these really nice details on it. I'm a really big fan of that. And then on the inside of the dust jacket, we have this stunning illustration. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed. This is so good. I love it. I just want to like hang this up on my face and just walk around just like this. That's all I want to do, y'all. Too good. It came with a little art print that doubles as a letter from the author. And of course, as with all their books, this one is signed by the author. Okay, I've looked at the description. I know a little bit more about this book. This book is coming at just the right time for me because I have been in the mood for some kind of like fairy tale-esque book. Something that just has fairy tale juice running throughout it. I don't know what's going on with me. Typically, I'm like, stay away, fairy tale retellings, but maybe I'm like in the mood now. Maybe something is changing. The seasons are changing. I'm in the mood for them now. I don't know what's happening. But this one seems like it's going to deliver and fill that need. I kiss you. In this book, we follow our main character who lives in a pagan village, and she's the only one without abilities, making her an outcast. A soldier from the Holy Order of the Woodsman comes to collect a girl from the village for the king's blood sacrifice. And her village is basically like, bye girl, have fun, see you never. But things take a turn when they're on their way back to the kingdom. These monstrous creatures come out and kill all these soldiers who are on the journey back to the kingdom, leaving our main girl and the soldier that came to get her the only ones remaining alive. So they must kind of work together in order to stay alive moving forward. This soldier, though, he ends up having a box full of secrets. Secrets that could put them in even more danger. Great, love that for our poor outcast girl. Like I said, I have been in the mood, capital M-O-O-D, for a book like this, a book that has fairy tale goodness running throughout it. So this book found its way to me just at the right time. Lastly, we've got the pins, so let's check them out. Ooh, first up, we've got a We Hunt the Flame pin. It's a little pin with a little bow and arrow situation, and it says The Huntress on it. This is a book that's been on my TBR since its release, and there's been so much chitter chatter about it that I'm surprised I haven't yeeted myself at it and devoured it yet. Trust me, its time will come. Get prepared to be yeeted at, book. I don't know if you should be excited or downright terrified, but I promise I'll give you a good yeet. Last pin. It's a pin inspired by the book. It represents a coin that our main character from the book carries around with her wherever she goes throughout the story. Another solid Illumicrate box. Round of applause for Illumicrate. Yeah! I also just realized that I never talked about what Illumicrate is, but if you don't know what it is, basically it's a bookish subscription service, and they have a bunch of bookish goodies along with a book each month, and they also do really amazing, incredible collector's editions. So I will leave more information on them down below in the description. Go and check them out. I also have a code if you want to use it. It's Jesse. Okay, the next book that I picked up is called The Prisoner. This is a book that was originally written in Korean. It's a memoir about our author and his life. I've been wanting to delve into more history books surrounding Korea. Well, not even just Korea, different places within the world too. I just want to know more. I just want to feed my brain with knowledge. And while this does mostly focus on our author's life, he has experienced a lot of historical events in Korea, and he talks about a lot of them throughout this book. If you guys have any recommendations for me in terms of nonfiction books or even memoirs, I would be ecstatic, delighted, filled with all sorts of bookish joy. Drop a recommendation for me down below in the comments. Okay, we're going for the next Illumicrate box. I believe this is the box for July, if I remember correctly. I think that's the order that it arrived in, so let's open it up. I was right, it's the July 2021 box, and the theme is never enough. I'm intrigued by that theme. Oh man, so many things, where to even begin? Let's start with this. We've got an exclusive mug. You know it's gonna be a good box when there's a mug in it. Ooh, fancy schmancy. I'm not recognizing the book, which is typically me with these mugs. I'm like, ooh, this is probably a book I've read, but I couldn't tell you what it is. Cheat sheet's gonna have to help me out. Ooh, Between Us mug, inspired by the Poppy War. I should have known, but I haven't read the Poppy War yet, so that's why I didn't know. The Poppy War is on my TBR though. I have the first two books here. I've got the Poppy War and the Dragon Republic, and they've been telling me to read them for months now, but I have yet to give in just yet. I'll get to you babies, I promise. I just need to like mentally prepare myself for these books, because I've heard that they destroy you, and like, I'm not quite ready to be destroyed right now. I need to like mentally prepare myself to be destroyed, to be devastated, to just go through it. You know what I mean? You should know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. Next, I'm seeing this little small package right here. I'm not sure what this could be. Ooh, it's got like a skull and a book on it. I really like that. And then on the other side it says to define is to limit. And then when you open it, that's what I was scared of. It's a compact mirror. I don't like this. I mean, I love the design on it, don't get me wrong, but I don't like opening it and seeing myself. Ew! I don't need reminders of what I look like. Ooh, this is a pocket mirror inspired by Dorian Gray from The Picture of Dorian Gray, a classic that is on my TBR. I'll get there eventually. The next thing I'm seeing is this, which I potentially know what this is. Yes, it's another one of their art print frame thingies. Basically, it comes with an art print in it. It's a frame, but it's magnetic, so you can open it up and put your own picture inside of it if you want to. I was a huge fan of the one that they did for Addie LaRue, and I love this one. I'm not recognizing these blonde babes, though. Gonna have to look at the cheat sheet. Red Rising, acrylic frame and print. I've not read Red Rising, but I wish I looked like these characters. Dang, like those jawlines, that hair, the golden eyes. Dang, these characters got a lot going for them. Also, they look like they've got body yaddy yaddy yaddies, which I cannot relate. Someday, maybe. Next up, I'm seeing this. It's a head? Not a literal head. Don't worry. I would not be as excited as I am now if it was just like a head in here. An actual human's head. It's a Lila Bard head from A Darker Shade of Magic. What do they call this again? A Lila Bard bust. How fun is that? I love that. I'm excited to add this to my Victoria Schwab shelf, which is just like booming right now. It's just like that collection is insane right now, but I ain't mad about it. This is beautiful though, and I really hope that they do more of these in the future. I want more character heads to put on my bookshelf. That just sounds so weird. I want more character heads to put on my bookshelf. I said what I said. Next up, I see what looks to be a fan. This box just keeps delivering. The last time they did a fan, people were telling me how to like open it, like whip it open in the comments, but like I can't remember how to do it. So we're not gonna whip it. We're just gonna open it ever so delicately. I actually know exactly what book this is from, and unfortunately it was a book that I did not like. But the quote on it says, "No night was perfect treason, but this came close." It's inspired by Descendant of the Crane, a book that I did not like, unfortunately. Listen, I loved the writing style. I just could not like wrap my mind around the magic system, and I just had a hard time getting invested into it. But I can still appreciate it for what it did, and I can still appreciate this as well because it has elements of the book cover actually, and that's one of the things that I love about that book is the book cover itself. Like the aesthetics, just too good. The artist who did this artwork deserves a lot more credit. It's been hot these past few days in Misery, and this will be nice to have on hand while I read. Just gonna fan the heat away. Have a little fan sesh while reading away. It's time for the best part. I see the yellow package. Let's open her up. The book is She Who Became the Sun, and oh my gosh, I know I'm just a broken record, but look at those edges. Yes! I'm losing my mind right now. I have lost all chill. All chill has been lost. Okay. Pull it together. The book is She Who Became the Sun. Let's look at the aesthetics. First up, we've got the beautiful cover. We've got the sprayed edges, which are just way too good this time. It's almost like a gradient. The book itself is stunning. It's got a gold foiled print on it, and it says, she didn't just want greatness, she wanted the world. And then, this is like a new thing that Illumicrate is doing, but on the inside of the dust jacket, we have a stunning illustration inspired by the book itself, and it came with a signed bookplate. This is a historical fiction book that meets fantasy. It takes place in 1345 China. We follow a boy who is given the fate of greatness, and his sister who is given the fate of nothingness. Boy, wouldn't that suck? Your brother's given the fate of greatness, and you're given the fate of nothingness? Are you kidding? I'd be so sad. I would just cry myself to sleep every night. When a bandit makes the kids orphans and her brother dies, the girl, who I don't even know the name of yet, takes on the identity of her brother to enter the monastery as a young male novice. This book is way too beautiful to be held by an ugly peasant like me, but hold it I will ever so delicately. This book is now a prized possession. I want to like put it in a glass case because that's how beautiful it is. I do not want to disturb its beautifulness with my ugliness. I will say that this book has been on my radar ever since I heard of its existence because it just sounds so good, and I can't wait to dive in and to see all that it has to offer. Lastly, in the box we have the pin inspired by the book She Who Became the Sun. Watcha. Ooh, I love this so much. Look at this detailed pin. It's so nice. I love the clouds. I love the architecture. I love the colors. Just an overall solid pin. The next two books are kind of in the same category, so I'm going to show them together. First up, we've got Cursed Bunny. This is a short story collection full of different genres, and this was originally written in Korean and translated into English. It's got stories from sci-fi to horror to magical realism. It's a confetti popper of genres, and I can't wait to open the book, read it, and have it pop all over me. Rain on me, genres. Rain on me. And then we've got Spirits Abroad. This contains 19 short stories that weave between the lands of the living and the lands of the dead. This to me just sounded like it would be a nice fall read. Read one story a night before I go to bed or something like that, because it's giving me spooky vibes, and to me, fall is spooky season. You can't tell me otherwise. That's what it is. Okay, spooky season. We've got our last Illumicrate box of the video. As you can see, we're back to the iconic yellow boxes. Yes! Let's open this sucker up. Ooh, the August 2021 theme is Dark Academia. I'm here for that. The first thing I'm seeing is this, which I believe I know what this is. This is telling me that it's a book vase. Yeah, it just whispered to me, it said, I'm a book vase. Perfection. This is a purplish, bookish vase, and it says a guide to secret societies, which if you know anything about Dark Academia, a lot of Dark Academia books weave in a secret society within them. That's kind of what puts them into the Dark Academia realm of things. Also, I feel like murder is a big thing that puts Dark Academia into that realm. I need to get my hands on some more bookish flowers to plop in here. The next thing I'm seeing is this, which looks to be this like little bookish journal thing. It's definitely giving me academic vibes. Even though school is the last thing that I want to think about ever, I still love the vibe of this. I love the little book design on the front of it. I can never have too many journals. Scratch that. I can in fact have too many journals, but I can never have too many beautiful journals. There we go. Fixed it. Oh, holy guacamole. I actually was not expecting the beautifulness inside of this. This is like a planner situation. It's like a literal bookish journal. This is top quality. Holy crap. What in the heavens? We've got amazing designs throughout it and fantastic quotes throughout it. I am shooketh by this reading journal. What the heck? Next up, I'm seeing these two things, and I think they go together. Here's the saucer, obsessed. And then let's open up the teacup. Here we go. It's got an owl on it. It's also got gold detailing and greenery on it. Would anybody like to have a little reading party where we sip tea and read Dark Academia books? Anybody like to join me? Next up, I'm seeing these, which are Dark Academia themed page tabs. Now, I typically use book darts, which are these like little metal inserts that you stick within your book, but I really like these. I really like the designs, and if I ever run out of book darts, then I will definitely use these bad boys. Next up, I'm seeing Dark Academia themed washi tape. We've got this greenery one, which has like a bunch of Greek themed things on it. We've got this dark gray one, which has like a scarf on it. We've got some letters, a clock, some other random things on it. We've got this blue one that has some books on it, some papers, a globe, a lantern, teacup, just very Dark Academia themed. Like, Illumicrate understood the assignment. Next up, I'm seeing the best part, the book. The Devil Makes Three. I've never heard of this book. Before we get into what the book is about, let's go over the aesthetic. We've always got to go over the aesthetic here. First up, we've got the cover, which is beautiful. We've got these blue sprayed edges, which are really nice. We've got this marble-esque effect on the end papers. And then the actual hardback of the book has this beautiful gold foiled print on it. And as always, the book is signed. The back of the book says, "The devil seeks his due from two unsuspecting students." What I'm getting here is that we follow Tess, who is working at her boarding school library over the summer, and she accidentally unleashes a book-bound demon with one of the frequent library goers that she despises. And together they must fight to get rid of the demon. I love the sound of that concept. It just sounds like so much fun, and I can't wait to dive into this one. And then finally in this box we have a pin inspired by the book. It's a little book and it almost looks like it has tentacles coming out of it. I know that they're not tentacles, but like, that's the vibe it's giving off, but I really, really like this. We're nearing the end of the haul, guys. I've got 2 more books to show you. First up, I have the Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. This is his newest book, and it's essentially just essays on a human-centered planet. This is actually the Booksplosion book of the month for the month of... What month are we in? It's September, right? Yeah, it's the Booksplosion book of the month for the month of September, and our live show is going to be on October 2nd. I honestly wouldn't be picking up this book if it wasn't for Booksplosion, just because this isn't something that I would normally read, but I'm gonna read it. I'm looking forward to the discussion, and hopefully I have a lot to say about this book. We'll see. And the last book I have here is We Could Be Heroes. We could be heroes. Anybody remember that song? Throwback. Big old throwback. In this book, we follow 2 misfits who ended up developing powers. A vigilante and a villain must work together to stop a mad scientist, while also trying to recall who they are outside of their abilities before they came into their powers. I love me a superhero book. I love me an anti-hero book. That's kind of what this book is sounding like it's gonna be. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case, but I'm really looking forward to getting into this one. It sounds like the vigilante and the villain used to be friends, and now they're not friends anymore, but they're having to come together to work together, and I just love situations like that. I want to know what went wrong in their friendship, how they ended up where they are, and if they're going to get back on track with being friends, or if they're just gonna part ways forever. I'm really looking forward to getting to this one, though. Plot twist, the video's not over. I received another box from Illumicrate, so let's open it up. I believe this is the Night Circus Collector's Edition box. I didn't love the Night Circus when I first read it, but I want to give it a reread because I feel like I would appreciate it more on a second read, just because of the expectations that I had going into it. It's definitely much more of an atmospheric type novel where it doesn't necessarily focus on the characters or the plot itself, but kind of creating this like magical, whimsical atmosphere, and I just need to give it a reread because I feel like I have grown to appreciate books like that, so it deserves another chance. The Night Circus Collector's Box. The first thing that I'm seeing in here is this fancy box, and it says on it, the Night Circus Tea for One. I'm a little teapot, short and spout. Here it is in all its magical, whimsical glory. On it, it reads, "The truest tales require time and familiarity to become what they are." This definitely fits the vibe of the Night Circus. It's also kind of giving me Alice in Wonderland feels. A+, I love this. Next up, I'm seeing this, which I believe is another wall art hangy situation thing. Oh my gosh, just freaking stunning. What in the heck? They always just have the best artists that create their art for them. Like, this is insane. Next up, they did another book tin. This one is obviously the Night Circus themed. We've got this on the back and this on the front, and then when you open it up, there's also a character on the inside. I love these little book tins. I love keeping like my bookish pins and stuff in there. I keep bookmarks in there from time to time as well, and I just really like them. It's another nice little storage bit to have on my bookshelf because I just have a lot of crap. Lots of great crap though. Lots of beautiful bookish crap that I love. Next up, I'm seeing this, which looks to be a massive enamel pin. This is the biggest enamel pin I own, I think. It's a clock moment, and the clock actually moves, which is kind of cool. I feel like if I ever want to make a statement, I will wear this, and it will for sure make a statement. It's like, hello, here I am, look at my clock enamel pin. Next up here, we have the book itself. I'm actually really excited to see what they did with this edition, because they always just knock it out of the park. With their special editions, with their books in general, they always just do a really good job. Oh, she's silver, she's shiny. Let's go over the aesthetics. We always got to go over the aesthetics. We've got the cover here. We've got the back of the book, which is really nice as well. We've got the sprayed edges with black on the top and bottom, and then we've got the striped edges on the side, which is really nice. On the inside flaps, there is a note from the author, Aaron Morgenstern, and then also this really nice design we've got going here. And then on the actual hardback itself, we've got this silver foiled art print. Ooh, and then on the spine, it says, "The circus arrives without warning. It is simply there when yesterday it was not." I really like that touch as well. It's signed by the author, and it's got a built-in bookmark. Beautiful, magnificent, magical. Next up, I'm seeing this fancy schmancy bookmark, which is just so nice. One that seems like it's very delicate and one that I would be afraid to use, but I probably will end up using it at some point. I'm just scared that I'm gonna hurt it. Like, this is more so a piece of art rather than a bookmark. It almost looks like a cage of some sort. We've got some birds in the cage, a clock on it, and then we've got this little hangy bit right here, which says on it, the circus arrives without warning. Stunning. Hopefully I don't break it. Another great Illumicrate box. Okay, back to the end of the video. Alright guys, so those are all the books I picked up, the books I received in the past few months. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You guys should let me know down below in the comments if you have read any of these books and what your thoughts are on them. I'd love to hear from you. If not, then let me know down below in the comments some books that you've picked up recently. I always love hearing from you guys, so let's chat down below in the comments. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, y'all! This story is about